Is Cc0 the future of NFTs? The publication of more and more NFT projects indicates that the NFT space is currently in full launch mode. The development of NFT, on the other hand, is still in its infancy, which leads to misunderstandings and disputes over the technology. The discussion on Cc0 NFTs is consistently one of the more engaging topics. In this article, we will delve into the world of Creative Commons 0, Cc0, and Cc0 non-fungible tokens, NFTs, to illuminate the rationale behind why some owners of NFTs opt to circumvent conventional intellectual property, IP, guidelines, and instead release their NFTs into the public domain. What exactly is Cc0? Cc0 is a form of copyright that allows producers to shift their works into the public domain by waiving all legal rights to what they create and instead placing them in the public domain. A Cc0 license on intellectual property signifies no rights reserved, which indicates that the owners of the intellectual property right have given up all copyrights to their work. The Cc0 license is an abbreviation for Creative Commons 0. Individuals may use Cc0 licensed works for virtually any purpose they choose without worrying about infringing on another person's copyright. NFT owners typically give their work a Creative Commons 0, Cc0, license, which enables other NFT holders to rework, expand upon, or otherwise utilize their work for various purposes, including replication, branding, and marketing. For illustration's sake, a Cc0 NFT can be adapted for usage as the company or product logo. Many owners of NFTs think that granting their creation a Cc0 license will result in increased interest in the creation and a rise in the value of the original work. However, this is paradoxical. What is a Cc0 NFT? A digital content work with its intellectual property rights released into the public domain is a Cc0 NFT, which stands for Creative Commons 0 NFT. Anyone is free to use Cc0 NFTs without fear of any ramifications from the law. The licensing strategy for digital assets known as Creative Commons 0 is where the name Cc0 NFT originates. The growth and popularity of Cc0 NFTs is analogous to the open-source operating system movement, which began when Linux made its operating system available for free to anyone who wanted to use it. Linux is the operating system used by roughly 90% of smartphones nowadays and has a market value of $16 billion. By adhering to this licensing approach, the designers of Cc0 NFTs anticipate their NFT artwork will acquire exponential usage and exposure, resulting in increased trade volume, expanded reach, and additional prospects for financial gain. How does a Cc0 NFT work? NFTs are examples of digital assets that can be found on a blockchain. Each NFT is one of a kind and is utilized in verifying ownership of a certain item. People who need to become more familiar with non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and digital collectibles are likely to be intrigued by the fact that ownership of an NFT does not necessarily imply ownership of a tangible object. Because of this, it is difficult to comprehend what you actually possess when you purchase an NFT. As a result of providing NFT holders with access to special items, membership groups, events, and other perks, numerous NFT communities have increased the price of their NFTs and further bolstered the value of their NFTs. This concept is referred to as utility in the NFT realm. However, many believe that the value of an individual's intellectual property gives NFT ownership its true worth. When somebody buys a Cc0 licensed NFT, the blockchain is updated to reflect that person's asset ownership. Therefore, to simplify the term, when you purchase a Cc0 NFT, you proclaim that you are the work owner. This may grant you the right to modify or use the digital art whichever way you deem appropriate. You can reprint the associated art and stamp it all over whatever you want, from t-shirts to cereal boxes, as long as the license is Cc0 NFT. NFT producers have the right to share their work with anyone for any purpose when they use the Creative Commons license known as Cc0. This is the most permissive form of the Creative Commons license. For instance, the intellectual property rights of the renowned CryptoPunks NFT were made available after the proprietor, Yuga Labs, purchased a Cc0 license in August 2022. Now, owners of CryptoPunks can use the NFTs in various ways, including for derivative projects, which are now available to them. In many instances, the value of an NFT does not lie in the JPEG or metadata that is associated with it. Rather, it is documented in the record of ownership, which verifies your right to use the intellectual property in any way you see fit. Importance of Cc0 NFTs, Creative Commons licensing. Creative Commons is an example of an organization founded upon seeking out new uses for copyrighted works and opening them up to various further uses. Creative Commons has been viewed as a revolutionary concept in intellectual property because it enabled artists to share their work with the world without giving up copyright control. Through this, they can extend the value of their creations using licensing strategies that are as straightforward as possible. How to use a Cc0 NFT. NFTs are digital asset wallets where you can store these unique tokens representing your intellectual property. You'll have no trouble finding sellers who will let you do so, although be mindful that the process may involve some investment. After getting your hands on your own NFT, you can use it to represent any of the items on this list. You can also sell or exchange these non-fungible tokens for something else. For example, if you are a fan of CryptoPunks and would like to buy more of the tokens, you can purchase them from another holder. Likewise, another person interested in purchasing a CryptoPunks NFT may have some extra tokens from their collection to give away. Advantages of Cc0 NFTs. Copyright issues. Cc0 NFTs are useful for circumventing copyright issues by allowing creators to avoid the legal issues that come from competing with other creators. This can help users to avoid licensing issues, especially if they are creating a derivative work. Open source projects. Open source projects allow programmers to build on top of each other's work, allowing them to collaborate more easily and create more innovative projects. A Cc0 NFT could be an ideal match in an open source project. Traceability. Some NFTs are used to prove the authenticity of a physical object. In contrast, others are used to show ownership of an account or as a means of guaranteeing the authenticity of a digital file. Easy transfer. The transfer process is simple since you don't have to worry about transferring the physical item. All you need is its ID number. Availability. NFT holders can exchange them in any part of the world, giving them more exposure. Scarcity. There are only so many NFTs to be created as they've been created as a result of an initial production run at the time their creator originally produced them. For this reason, they become even more valuable in the secondary market. Increased value. The value and popularity of an NFT can increase the more people use them. Moreover, they are effectively divisible into parts so that people can buy fractions of them. Disadvantages of Cc0 NFTs. Low volatility. The market price is unlikely to fluctuate greatly since only a few players are in the market. The limited exposure, lack of liquidity, and small market size make it unlikely for them to become volatile assets. Verification of ownership. Since the blockchain is difficult to hack, it does not guarantee 100% ownership of your digital asset. So if you want to be sure that your digital asset is yours, then it's better to save the file offline in a physical place where only you can reach it. Data leakage. Data leakage is a threat even with non-fungible tokens since users must register on a blockchain network and provide sensitive information like their wallet addresses. Lack of control. Users can't transfer their token to someone else, meaning they can't control where their NFT will be spent and who will have it. Low-quality work. Since there is a lack of artistic quality control, it is easy for someone to create and sell low-quality digital art that can devalue the market value of an NFT. Darknet marketplaces. The lack of regulation in this space can make them susceptible to illegal activities, such as exchanging an NFT for illegal drugs. However, these activities are not necessarily typical of this industry. It is just a risk associated with the nature of these assets. The future of Cc0 NFTs. Creative Commons is a non-profit organization that is more concerned with protecting the rights of writers, artists, and creators than it is about profiting from their work. The organization has noticed the growth of NFTs among its members and started investigating these issues. One of the organization's goals is to encourage the use of NFTs in new ways in different fields. For example, Creative Commons wants to encourage NFT creators to create open-source projects which others can develop. The world of NFTs is only starting to get off the ground. Products and platforms are emerging simultaneously, and artists and creators are exploring ways to generate and market their material. These products and platforms enable frameworks for creators to run and build their brands, as well as monetize these activities. The field of non-fungible tokens is only getting started, therefore, it is still in its infancy. Over the past several years, we have witnessed the development of a new economic paradigm for innovators and artists. Every time a new business model is implemented, there should also be new distribution tactics put into place. NFTs have demonstrated how brands may be monetized in many ways. The distribution capability of the brand, however, can only be scaled up if it is independent of the efforts of a very small community. Cc0 nonprofit organizations will have all of the bells and whistles necessary to scale their brand outreach as new co-creation models come into being and as more platforms to promote become mainstream actively. Interoperability is another essential building component that non-fungible tokens need to grow their reach to new levels. The universe of NFTs is still compartmentalized among the many blockchains. The cultures of the two main NFT collections, Ethereum and Solana, are quite distinct. Better interoperability between chains is required, and non-fungible token cultures should operate independently of the underlying infrastructure on which they are built. As these layers of infrastructure and community collaboration get more advanced, Cc0 non-fungible tokens will have the railroads they need to scale their brand beyond a group of 10,000 NFT holders when these levels reach a certain level of sophistication. Conclusion: NFT technology is still in its infancy, but the concept has come a long way from the initial reaction. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are still in their very early stages, with limited market demand and a strong ecosystem. At this point, the best use case for these assets is as a CSR token. Although NFTs still need to be mainstream in any capacity, they are likely to become an essential part of the creative industry. This is especially true if they are proven to slow down or prevent the sale of artworks by those looking to use a digital platform to generate income, such as paintings. Even though the non-fungible token market is in its very early stages, it has already generated much interest from artists and creators, especially as an alternative to selling physical art. Due to the unique nature of blockchain and NFTs, it will likely become an important asset class for many different purposes.